Yo, what's up guys? I'm Grandmaster Shaymin and welcome back to Flower Paradise, and today we have another episode of our Robotics Notes Elite playthrough. I hope you guys have been enjoying. If you guys have, make sure you hit that like button. That would be greatly appreciated. And let me know in the comment section your thoughts on the series to this point. I hope you guys have been enjoying. If you know anybody who's interested in the semicolon series, the Robotics Notes, Steins Gate, whatever, let them know that the series is happening. And make sure you check the link below for the game yourself if you want to get ahead, or if perhaps you want to try out a bunch of stuff that I haven't done in the series. There's going to be stuff that I don't do in the series that you guys can check out if you buy the game, but we will be getting through the main storyline. So far, I haven't had any decisions to make yet, so I don't know if there's going to be alternate endings or not. I mean, so far it's looking like probably not, but we'll have to see how it goes. But without further ado, we'll just jump into it.
僕の提案した案を採用してもらえるなら、9月以降はたまに手伝ってあげてもいいです。
やろ
う! Akio hits me with her usual hair ruffling attack, then distances herself from us.
二人とも人ごとすぎだよ。も
うなんです今の。
八つ当たりみたいなものだよ。君も気をつけなよ。
はあ、ナンセンスですね。
Every time, dude. Nonsense, doesn't it? Oh, it's so funny.
まあね。
I bitterly smile and fix up my hair. Subaru faces me and offers me a controller.
少し動かしてみますか。キルバラシステムは入れてませんが。
いや、だったらいいや。
Then I turned to look at M45. I asked one of the questions that's been on my mind since Robo 1.
あのパイルバンカーさ、照準はどうやってたの？
照準なんて必要ありませんよ。一直線上に相手が来たら射出するだけです。
Y 軸調整は？
The Y-axis is up and down. M45 and honorary prez are totally different heights. It's not just the honorary prez either. Hobby robots come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. When facing a short hobby robot, if M45 leveled its arm horizontally and fired, there's a good chance it'd whip.
試合前に次の対戦相手の大まかな高さを調べて調整を。パイルバンカー打撃時に腕を前方へ伸ばすわけですが、その角度を固定してしまうんです。
それじゃあ距離によっては当たらない可能性だってあるじゃん。
だからこそ使用はミドルレンジに限定してるんですよ。
I get it now.
こいつの頭にカメラつけて FPS 視点にすれば、そしたらキルバラみたいに照準も定められる。
そこまで高度なシステムを導入してもプログラムが複雑になるだけです。それに FPS 視点は視界が圧倒的に狭い。後方視界を自分から捨てるのはありえません。普通にリングを俯瞰してみた方が状況を把握しやすいでしょう。あらゆる意味でナンセンスです。
It's just such a funny. It's just so funny. You just have to get used to it. I spend who knows how many hours in a day fighting in a first-person perspective.
パイルバンカーの射出スピードなら細かく狙う必要なんてないか。あんなの誰も避けられないしね。ん？何？
Tsuro gives me a probing look.
でも、ヤシオ先輩はそのパイルバンカーをかわした。
まあ
ね。He probably wants to know about my attack.
あの時の反応速度は尋常じゃありませんでした。ナンセンスの一言で済むものじゃない。
What is with him using nonsense so much? It's just, I don't know. It's so funny for some reason when he says it. Nonsense this. It's just, I don't know. I find it hilarious.
聞いてもいいですか？あの時一体何をしたのか。
答えたくはない。
I don't want to think about my attacks, and I certainly don't want to talk about them. If I could, I'd make them go away forever right here and now. But it's already been 9 years since the accident. See, I feel like this is kind of an interesting point, though, because when he had the attack, it was super beneficial for him to have the attack at that point, because he was able to dodge the attack, and then he was able to use, the sliding, attack to knock the other guy off, and there was a double out, and then obviously he counts as down, so he lost. But I feel like this is like the only situation we get to see. So it's interesting that they chose now to do his first attack that we as the audience sees, because to me, I feel like we don't get a sense of it being a bad thing right now. Because from our perspective, the one attack we've seen was super beneficial to him. He didn't have to get hospitalized, and he was able to walk around afterwards without having to worry too much about it. While Akio's attack, everything slows down. She was like barely able to move, weakly squeezing, Yashio's hand, and like it was definitely a moment that you thought, man, that would really suck to have to deal with on a constant basis. So for me, I feel like if I was to change one thing about this game so far, outside of some of the weird text dialogue that I don't think the actual game intended, it's just kind of a translation error, but I would have Yashio have an attack before then to kind of to get that feeling that it sucks, because like he says when Akio is having the attack that his is like way more detrimental to his body, and like he has to get hospitalized and sometimes he can't move for days. I want to see that happen rather than him just say that, because to me all we get to see is him having an attack, not having any of those things happen, and being able to dodge a strike no one else would be able to dodge in this situation. I would like to see him have an attack like while they were at the Robots Club or whatever. For those several weeks leading up to it, he could have had an attack during one of those times and then showed us this is how bad it actually is, because like he'll just be like, I don't know, not playing the game, but like maybe he'll just be like walking somewhere and he'll just like, everything will be going so fast and he won't be able to walk, right? So that maybe he trips and falls over, but it takes, for him, 1 second feels like, 30 seconds. So him falling over, him like colliding with the floor, like he has this huge like long period of time before he actually collapses and hits the floor. So maybe there could be some sort of explanation or like event that happens that makes us feel how bad these attacks are, because right now I feel like Akio's attacks are really bad. It's hard to make them seem good because she experiences 5 minutes in literally just like a split second, so like everything's flashing before her eyes, right? Hard to make that one seem like a positive thing, but right now Yashio's sounds like a really positive thing. He didn't even get hospitalized or anything. Like his body temperature dropped and he was having a hard time breathing. But other than that, like he was able to do something that no one else in the entire world would be able to do in that moment. So from my perspective, I feel like we need to see the bad stuff happen to kind of get a feel like this is an oddity. This is not normally how it goes for him. I feel like we should get that first, though, rather than like if he has another attack sometime, soon, that then it'll be a bad thing. I feel like he needs to have the bad attack first for us to get a feel like this is not normal. This is kind of like a lucky break that he had it at this point, but it's not like normally a good thing. Because right now it seems like his attacks aren't really all that bad. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are we gonna get more information about the mass feigning incident? That's what they called it in newspaper headlines. The MF Anemone was a ferry linking Kagoshima Harbor to Tanegashima Nishinomote Harbor. 9 years ago, September 11th, 2010. September 11th, that's a very interesting date to have that. Wonder if they did that on purpose or not? Or did they just choose a random date? On the very same day that the TNSC launched the HIIA rocket Flight 18, an incident occurred. Oh, we're actually going to get more of it. About 30 minutes before arriving to Nishinomote, 110 passengers and crew began complaining about feeling ill. Within minutes, everyone aboard the ferry had lost consciousness. For about 30 minutes, the ship was left running out of control and drifted into the East China Sea. Fortunately, most folks woke up, thanks to the captain's spot-on orders, and there were no casualties. The MF Anemone resumed operations, and safely arrived an hour behind schedule. It was barely covered by the media. However, no matter how much the police investigate, the cause of the mass fainting remains unknown. Also, some of the passengers were left with serious after effects. That's me and Akiho. But was it just him and Akiho, though? Because surely there has to be something like if they go to the hospital to get checked up on, that there's got to be something that the doctor might say, oh, you're like the fifth person that's had this symptom from that incident. I'm sure there would be some sort of connection if there were quite a few people who had after effects. If it's just the two of them, then I'm guaranteed they probably won't look into it at all. It might just be like, oh, well, you guys lost consciousness. It might be like concussion symptoms or after effects or something, you know. But if it was like, 20, 30 people from that accident that have after effects, then I'm sure they would probably look into it. At the time, we were just 4th graders in elementary school. It was normal at our school to ride the ferry between Kagoshima and Tanegashima for ship field trips. It was a Saturday, and there was supposed to be a rocket launch that night, so I didn't really want to go. We had to head to Kagoshima in the morning, sightsee in Kagoshima for half a day, then return via Anemone at night. After the incident, Akio was left unconscious for 2 days, and me for 3. Misane said that everyone thought we'd never wake up, but somehow Akio and I miraculously came back. Since then, me and Akio have had what we call slow-mo and fast-forward. These attacks are our after effects. There are others who were left with after effects too. Our ages all vary, as do the types of attacks. Things ranging from mild insomnia to serious memory loss. There's no consistency or relation in the symptoms. Okay, so I feel like they would be subject to more studies, though. If there were several, lots of people who have these after effects, obviously mild insomnia is probably not something they're going to really look into, as, it could just be trauma or something, But memory loss, the elephant mouse syndrome, those kind of things, to me, I don't know. I feel like they've got to give me something more, because right now it seems like they're just like, well, memory loss. I mean, let's just. There's like 80 people that have these after effects. I'm sure it's nothing serious, Doctors call it elephant mouse syndrome, apparently. For me, 1 sec in reality is expanded to about 30 secs of perception. From outside, my reflexes seem superhuman. According to the doc, during slow-mo, only 1 second passes, but my heart rate jumps up 10 tens of times over the norm. Simply put, it beats about 30 times in a single second. No one's really sure that how that alters my perception, though. Akio's fast forward is the exact opposite. Her heart rate only beats 3 times in 30 seconds. The cause and cure are both unknown. The doctors just kind of give up after a while. A year after the incident, due to this series of serious malfunctions, the Anemone was scrapped. It's rare for ferries to be junked like that, so some think that's proof that the MF Anemone was at fault. The truth remains in the dark. Geez, there are so many unknowns that I want to laugh at how annoying it is.
先輩、大丈夫ですか？
え？何が？
急に黙り込んだので。
Suru doesn't look remotely worried with his sour expression. Frankly, I'd be more creeped out if he was worried.
君のせいで嫌なことを思い出しちゃってたんだよ。
そうですか。でもあくまで教えるつもりはないと。
少なくとも必殺技なんかじゃないとだけ言っておくよ。あと、アキちゃんにもこのことは聞くの禁止ね。
部長にも関係があると。
これ以上聞くなら、プレアデスの正体を学校中に言いふらす。
あの超反応は任意ですか？それとも偶然ですか？
偶然というのが正しいかな。
そうですか。では戦術としては考えないことにします。
Looks like he doesn't intend on digging any deeper. It really helps that he's so understanding.
M45 にキルバラシステム実装したら教えてよ。それまで俺は手伝うつもりはないから。
That's what I've always done up until now, so if I give Subaru special treatment, Akio would have my
それ
head.
と、君と話してると少し息苦しいんだよね。真面目すぎじゃない？アキちゃんみたいに適度に能天気な方がよっぽどいい。
Oops, I accidentally said what I was thinking.
僕としては 先輩たちの能天気さにはヘドが出ますけどね。
そりゃどうも。
I feel like, to be fair, I think I'm with Yashio on this one. I'd much rather deal with someone who's light and kind of easygoing than someone who's uptight, always serious all the time. Like, I'd never really want to talk to them that much. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of refreshing to have someone be so nasty, so I end up laughing at his words. Alright, well. And so, I daringly returned to Ushigakura Park. It's stupid not to come to my favorite place because of some ghost. I'm willing to go toe-to-toe with a ghost for my peaceful and comfortable gamer life if my attacks actually hit. It's been 2 hours since I started playing Kill Ballad here. I can't really focus well today, so I've lost to lower tier rankers 4 times. There are no signs of anything supernatural happening. I keep getting messages from Mom saying, "Come home soon," piling up in my inbox. I'm hungry, so I guess I should go
聞こえ
soon.
ますか？
I definitely just heard a
アプリ
voice.
終了。
I glance at my surroundings. It's night and the area is pitch black. In terms of visual light sources, there's the moon and the lights at Ushigakura tracking station below. Oh, and Ushigakura Park's lone streetlight near the entrance of the town hall. There are no cars driving by, and even the insects have gone silent. The wind is barely blowing. Bam. There it is. A message from
メール
Genji.
受信。
Is it gonna freak out?
手が込んでるよね、ほんと。
I'm getting really annoyed. Am I being pranked or is it really a ghost? See, I really find this part interesting. Like, to me, when you think of Steins Gate, when you think of Chaos Head, when you think of Chaos Child, like the overall mystery and the kind of supernaturally feeling stuff is like, oh, it's top of the line. Like, really, really good stuff. I just feel like in Robotics Notes, it's taken a lot more time to get to that point. But to be fair, I haven't played the Steins Gate visual novel yet, and I feel like I should at some point. But the problem is that it's kind of old, so I'm not sure if that would be something people would want to see on the channel or not, because I don't really feel like it would get a lot of attention. Plus, if I bought it for myself, it would be like, you know, quite a bit of money, and considering my current status in employment, I'm employed, but it's just with this everything going on, my hours are kind of like dwindling a little bit. So I'm worried about investing too much money into games, you know, especially when I haven't even finished this one yet. Perhaps at some point, though. I will play it at some point. That is definitely for sure. I just don't know if people want to see it on the channel or not, because even this isn't getting a lot of attention. Even though I thought a lot of people liked the Semicolon series. Either way, I've come this far. Might as well see things through to the end. I'm sick and tired of having any more of my scared gaming time wasted.
誰かいますか？
Of course, there's no response. No auditory hallucinations either. If the source of that voice is hiding somewhere, where could they be? See, they opened that application, right? That virtual application that you get, kind of like you know, in Pokemon Go, how the Pokemon will be there in real life or whatever. I'd open that up because that's where you saw the girl last time, right? I purposely ignore the woods shrouded in darkness. I'm not so reckless to go charging deep into the dark at a time like this. In that case, there are 2 candidates, Ushigakura Park and the Ushigakura tracking station. The latter is a JAXA facility, so anyone but staff is forbidden from entering. Daitoko-san said that the mysterious buzzing sound is probably a JAXA experiment, but could it be trouble if I went there without permission, so I'll save it for later. Thus, by the process of elimination, I decided to check around Ushigakura Park.
この郷土館って昔から廃墟だよな。
The glass door is locked tight with a chain, so I can't enter. I doubt anyone would get mad if I broke in, but I'm not crazy enough to ignore the consequences of breaking the glass. I try to peek inside, but it's too dark to see anything. Maybe I should come back when it's lights on. But I literally just heard that voice and got a message. The culprit might be still near. This is my best chance to track them down.
行くか。
While getting to the front is impossible, there might be another way in from the side. The thicker weeds are taller than I am, so it'll probably be tough getting through, but it's all or nothing. I swear to God, if you jump scare me or some shit, okay. I'm like, I know this game isn't like scary, but the eerie feeling, like, it was a black screen. I'm like, I swear to God, if the like boom person right there in front of my face, I'd be like really upset. I managed to make it to the radar tower, but this is way tougher than I expected. The weeds and branches scratched me up pretty badly. Ow. It's so dark that I can barely see my footing, so I take my phone droid out and turn on the light. Jesus Christ, would you not do that? That would be very nice. It's just a doll. A poorly made papier-mâché doll. Papier-mâché doll stares me through the window. Jesus Christ. I remember seeing this thing way back when I was a kid. I was so scared that I clung to Misane. Could this be Genshin?
まさかね。
I wiped the sweat from my brow. Maybe I'll turn off the light now. Jesus Christ. That was unnecessary, man. The radar tower is surrounded by a metal fence, preventing me from getting close. I doubt someone would hide here anyway. It's hard to imagine any girl getting gusty enough to climb this tower in pitch black. As for the building windows, all but the one with the doll are closed up with metal plates. I can't see inside. You know, I get that they wanted to seal it up, but isn't this a bit much? How did I not find this strange before? Something's off about all this.
Oh,
Oh, I spot an exterior staircase. I'm a local, yet I never knew these stairs even existed. Just goes to show how unwelcoming this place has always been, what with the weeds and all. I touched them with my hand to confirm that they're made of concrete, but there doesn't seem to be any risk of collapse. Heck, I might be able to get in through the second floor. While staying on the ground, I carefully climb up, making sure each step is silent. I swear to God, don't you do this. I don't need more jump scares. Okay. I like the mystery part of this game. Do not make it a horror game, please. I prefer not. When I reach the second floor, the view opens up. It's still the middle of the night, so I can't see a thing. But hey, it's if nothing else, there's no weeds in the way. Lucky me. There's only a door on the top of the stairs. Naturally, it's locked. Off to the side is what appears to be a terrace of some sort. I climb over the railing to reach it. From there, I'm able to reach the second floor hall to the south and a narrow detachment on the north side. Unlike the first floor's windows, the second floor's hall's glass door isn't sealed up. I try opening it.
ここも閉まってるか。
Then the culprit can't be here. As I turn to leave, I spot something. Not a ghost. But one of the windows is broken, with enough space for a hand to slip through.
のか。
I peek through the glass door and into the hall. Inside here, is this where the so-called Genjine is?
宇宙が丘公園には
I swear
女の子の幽霊がいて、
If
そ
you
の
jump
子
scare
は
me.
中学生くらいで髪の長い子だって。
But wait, if the window's broken, the female culprit has to actually physically exist, right? Or no, I could be getting misled by the handle name and the female voice. They could totally be a man. It's actually scarier to think that the culprit could be a real person and not a ghost. A bit nervous, I pull out my phone droid. Oh my god! I mean, see, that's what I would have done in the first place. There, I saw something move, and it was only on the IRUO screen. My naked eyes didn't see a thing. I'm dealing with a ghost or a flesh and blood human. Which is it? I'm getting more and more irritated. After seeing this, no matter what it is, I can't go home until I find the truth. Before I realize what I'm doing, I put my hand through the broken glass window. I undo the lock, open the window, and step into the hall. It's spacious, about 20 tatami mats in size. It's pretty dusty, too. I turn on my phone droid light again. Dust is piled up on the wooden floor. There are footprints all over the place, men's footprints. These must belong to whoever broke the window, but that doesn't mean they're Geijinei. A more responsible or reasonable assumption would be that they're like me, someone completely unrelated who entered on their own. Why do you gotta make this so creepy? Holy shit. I'm just saying, I wasn't prepared for this when I went into this episode. When I go further into the hall, I spot stairs leading down. It's totally dark down there. Of course it is. Most of the first floor's windows are sealed up, so even the park's few lights can't enter. Going any further is going to be impossible. Even for me, that's way too dangerous. I mean, what if something attacked me in the darkness? No way, Jose. I'm not skilled enough to do a backstep and hit the enemy with a combo while they're recovering.
Huh?
Am I hearing things? What's that buzzing noise? Where did it come from? Below? Or was it the radar tower nearby? I'm not sure. It sort of sounded like I was hearing it from all sides. I try returning to the
どうした
hall.
もんかね。
There's no way I can go downstairs. That's way too scary. Yeah, for real. If there's a ghost, there's no doubt it'd be hiding down there.
いや、そもそも幽霊なんているわけないけどね。
I joke, but I imagine the ghostly Geijinei had already crept up right next to me like in a horror movie. I had no ability to sense the supernatural. I'm sure I as heck never thought I'd be doing this. This whole situation feels like a test of courage or something. But if this was a prank, who would the mastermind be? I doubt it'd be someone totally unrelated to me. I mean, look how elaborate this has all been. Unless they're a crazy grudge against me, why would they go this far? So then, who would have a grudge against me? Do you know anyone like that? Maybe someone lower tier in KB ranker I beat got heated and trying to mess with me? Unlikely. The person closest to me would be Akiho. I wouldn't be surprised if she had a grudge because of how I treat her. But quite frankly, she isn't smart enough to pull off something this complex.
さっぱりわからん。
I whip out my phone droid. I should at least examine this hall carefully. Oh my god, I can actually move.
お、こんなのあったっけ？
A power mark. Enter password. I try tapping it and the icon shakes lightly, then displays a tag like in a manga speech bubble.
パスワードを入れろって？
Okay, does this power mark AR tag have some connection to a device somewhere? Maybe inputting the password allows the power to be turned on and off. I have a bad feeling about this. I should probably ignore this thing. If I mess around with it, it could end up getting wrapped in something super
そもそも
annoying.
パスワードなんか知らないしね。
ID 知ってますよ。
Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting creeped out. Holy shit. Even though I know this is, like, it shouldn't be anything, like, horrifying or anything, but Jesus. Again. I heard Geijinei's voice
教
again.
えてあげたいです。どうですか？
Man, the choppy, like, sound effects that they added to it, oh my god, it's just... I can hear the voice. There's some static, but I can hear her. Considering our timing, it seems like she seems to be replying
い
to
る
me.
のか？この部屋に。
います。
I point the footage stream in the direction of the noise. There. There, floating in the darkness, is a white body wrapped in a faint light. There's no wind in the room, yet her hair, a large ribbon, and the edges of her skirt sway around. Lightly, softly, and there she lands, her frame both delicate and small. She looks like a doll from another world. She's a young
や
girl.
っと見つけてくれましたね。
これは。
She's real, no matter how I cut it. She's not animated and she's not a polygonal model. She looks like a real live girl. Is she a ghost?
ID の声、届いてないかと思っていました。
喋ってる。
The girl's mouth moves in sync with her voice. I hear her voice coming from the phone droid speakers. There's some static, but I can hear her.
ねえ、お兄ちゃんって呼んでいいですか？
I mean, that's a bit creepy. I've seen enough to know where that's going. Even when I put the phone droid into sleep mode, her voice still
お
comes
話
through.
したいです。
No way, no way. This is ridiculous. A ghost? Please. I finally get it now. It's all clear now. There is no ghost in Ushigakawa Park. This girl she's in an IRUO app, an AI. That AR just now, the power mark, was most definitely her activation switch. It's not that she looks real, she is real. There's an idol or an actress who served as a model. Then they took the video of that model and are controlling it as CG. There's nothing special about this technology. I mean, not a day goes by where you don't see CG people on TV who look like the real deal. Hell, even the girl in front of me upon closer inspection has traces of processing in the color of her hair. God, I'm such a dope for getting scared over this. What a dumb
ゲージネー
punchline.
ってのは君なの？
The AI girl spins her palms around the top of her head for some reason. It's like she's receiving some sort of signal. She doesn't even try to answer my question. I have no clue how many years ago the system got added, but I guess it doesn't have the ability to answer autonomously. This is so embarrassing. I've been seriously talking to an IRUO app this whole time.
ですです。
Her
明
voice.
日7月10日の鹿児島県種子島屋久島地方のお天気は晴れでしょう。ちゃんと聞こえていますか？ですですです。明日は晴れでしょう。
クリアになったと思うよ。
I try answering her, and she responds with a charmingly innocent and happy smile.
じゃあこれでやっとお兄ちゃんとお話できますね。
おお、会話が成立した。
愛梨はですね、お話が得意です。お兄ちゃんの名前だってちゃんと言えます。八潮海斗さんですね。
Hold on, did she just say my name?
なんで知ってる？
Did she steal my geotag when we were talking just now? Geotag info doesn't contain anything too sensitive, but I don't like the idea of someone taking my personal info. I got careless because of how she looks. There's no way for me to know that if this AI is harmless or not.
答えてくんない。なんで俺の名前知ってるわけ？
ゲジ姉が取ってきてくれました。
I knew she was Gejine. An AI character pays no mind to the fact that I've raised my guard against her and instead continues to
愛
smile.
梨はずっとお兄ちゃんのことを見てましたので、
ずっとってどれくらいだよ。
お兄ちゃんがまだ小さい頃、ロケット打ち上げを見に来てたりした頃です。
I wonder if I can move this. Oh, I can't move it around. Damn it. Last time I watched a rocket launch was 8 years ago. Has this AI been running for that long? A chill runs down my spine. This ghost-like thing has been watching me this entire time? Meanwhile, I've just been playing Kill Ballad here like it was no big deal.
説明してよ。何者なのか。単なるアプリとは思えない。
愛梨はですね、難しい説明はできないです。
AI の分際でごまかさないでくんない？
でも自分でもよく分かってなくてですね。
She has a troubled look on her face. These expressions are probably just part of her
ど
programming.
うしても説明が欲しいですか？
欲しいね。当然でしょ。
わかりました。だったらゲジ姉を呼び出してもらうしかないです。
君がゲジネーじゃないの？
There's another AI running around? A cold sweat drips down my back. I quickly glance around, but there's no sign of anyone. It's just an IRUO app after all.
では愛梨をタップしてください。
は？
そうするとゲジ姉に切り替わりますので。
Change over? What does
タ
that
ッ
mean?
プする場所は愛梨の体ならどこでもいいのです。顔だと愛梨がくすぐったいので、できれば胸あたりがいいかもです。
She then closes her eyes tight and looks like she's stiffened up. Is she waiting for me to tap on her?
どうぞ。
Is this a trap? If I tap on her, will she take even more of my personal info? Phishing scams like this were popular for a while, but if this is a scam, I'd be the only one affected. What if tapping on her does something nuts, like not launch missiles hidden nearby and end up starting World War III? I can't say the possibility is
アホ
zero.
らしい。警戒しすぎかな。
I force a smile on my face and shake away my jitters. For now, I'll see where this AI takes me. I tap Irie's body on my phone droid's screen. Then that
ア
has
クセス
the...
を確認しました。
Just like that, her tone of voice changes. The innocence in her expression totally vanishes, and she becomes somewhat
ゲジ
distant.
ネーモードに移行。オペレーションに従い、アクセスユーザーに対するナビゲートを開始します。
つまり、君がゲジネ。
ようこそゲスト様。アイリはサーバー内に常駐して自発的に情報収集およびコミュニケーションを行う次世代型インターフェースアプリケーションのプロトタイプです。対してゲジネーモードは本来ロボット型の全自動情報収集エンジンです。ただし同時にアイリシステムを補完するためのナビゲーションシステムとしても位置づけられており、レポートファイルにアクセスするユーザーに対し専門的で高度なナビゲートを行います。当該のアイリが関連付けられているレポートナンバー1は西暦2009年11月7日に記述されました。
When was this? Isn't that... That's July 11th, 2009. That wasn't too far removed from September 11, right? 2010. So this was made a year and, what, 2 months before the accident happened.
コミュニケーションを行う際には基本的にアイリとお呼びくださって結構です。
なかなか高性能な AI だことで。
ありがとうございます。より人間に近い思考アルゴリズムを搭載することにより、従来のアプリケーションよりもリアリティのあるコミュニケーションが可能となっています。
Okay, I'm completely overwhelmed. I've never seen anything like this before. Hell, I'm pretty sure I saw nothing like this in Tokyo. The level of quality on this thing is striking. But at least it's not a phishing scam or a ghost. I can chill for a sec.
それで、なんで俺の名前を知ってるわけ？
アイリの運用が開始されたのは2008年
Oh,
12
2008.
月24
Oh, they
日
changed.
となります。
So, was Gaijine was later, ID was first, right? Or is that different? Because, let's see. If I go back here, that was... let me see. Wait. Where's the... Okay. Report number 1 relevant to the aforementioned ID was filed. So, did ID do something at that point? This was about just under 8 months after she was made, because she was made on Christmas Eve 2008. So, we're talking about not quite 8 months. Or, wait. Yeah, not quite 8 months till report number 1 relevant to the aforementioned ID. Okay. And then ID began on then. That was about 10 years ago. I was still at grade school at
宇
the
宙が
time.
丘公園にやってくるヤシオ様のことを当該のアイリは以前からよくお見かけしていました。
Okay.
そこでゲジネーがヤシオ様の個人情報についてネット上から取得しデータベースに保存しました。なお、個人情報保護法に基づき収集した個人情報についてご本人の同意なしに第三者に提供することはありません。
That makes sense.
これまでの声やメールは全部君っていうかアイリなの？
音声システムあるいはメールにより接触を図ろうとしたのは事実です。その回数は8年間累計で29回に及びます。
で、そんなに？俺が気づいてない時もあったのかな？
ヤシオ様が何らかの反応を示した回数は29回中3回となります。
俺って鈍感だな。
Not that it feels all that great having a ghost like Stalker. Either way, I was probably too focused on Kill Ballot to
で、
notice.
アイリはなんで俺に接触してきたわけ？
興味を持ちました。
興味を持った？
That's kind of vague. Is this thing really an
公
AI?
園にやってくる地元の住民はアイリにとって理想的な観察対象です。
That's fair.
中でもヤシオ様はアイリの年齢設定にも近かったため最優先接触対象に選択されました。
聞いてないけど。
I mean, that would make sense if they're like testing the AI on, personal functions and stuff. There's a pretty good opportunity that it would be, it would work out that way. That, based on the personal information, that it would be Yashio Kaito-san's, being picked to do this, but we're at 40 minutes, so I think that's going to wrap up this episode. I hope you guys did enjoy a little bit of a more eerie, spooky episode, but make sure you guys hit that like button down below for me because you already know your support's greatly appreciated, as well as subscribing to the channel if you have not done so already, and we'll see you all next time.